Hey guys, Alex Bianchi here with Define Wisdom, and today I'm coming back with the Minds of Tomorrow podcast. I briefly ended the podcast, but I'm deciding to bring it back because people said that they enjoyed them, and I enjoyed the opportunity to talk with other young entrepreneurs that they can potentially act as a guiding light for people who listen or me myself. This episode is with a high school senior named Jared Curry, who is currently making over $100,000 a year with his social media marketing agency. And before I get into this, just what a social marketing agency is, basically he'll go to local businesses and say, hey, your website, your Instagram, your Facebook, it's not that good. And I respect you and I understand that you're very busy, so you might not be able to do that. I'll manage all of that and I'll run advertisements for you for a fee. So he does that to a bunch of businesses. He builds up the infrastructure to collect multiple businesses and handle all of that. He has employees already, and that's how he has scaled to $100,000 plus. I loved this conversation so much, and another entrepreneur who I might be interviewing, the Side Hustle Pro Show, who I am in contact with on Instagram, he also has a social media marketing agency. I am so intrigued by this business model. I've gone out, I've started doing my own research, and I think I might wind up doing that too. But listen to the podcast and let me know what you think about everything from social media marketing to Jared himself to me getting into it. If you would like to see that content of what starting a social media marketing agency is like. But I've talked on enough here. I hope you enjoy the podcast. Let's get into it. So just start off. Who are you? How old are you? And what your business is?
Yeah, so my name is Jared Curry. I am a social media marketer. I own a digital marketing agency. Started about a year ago and never thought it would actually get to the point of where it is now. I always, believed in myself personally, but I don't know. I just never, I heard all these people saying they make X, Y, Z amount of money doing digital marketing. I never thought.
And what exactly is digital marketing for the people that might not know what that is?
Yeah, so basically what it is, like if you go on Instagram on your phone, you see all those Instagram ads, Facebook ads, Google ads. If you're watching this on YouTube right now, you're probably going to see a YouTube ad at some point. So what I do, I go out there to businesses and I get them to actually go ahead and use my services, and I not only create content sometimes, but I distribute that content throughout YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, in a specific way through targeting, interest-based targeting, ad copies. I'm not going to go into detail about that because it can get boring. But basically what I do, I target their ideal customer to come in the door, to sign up for if it's a gym, to sign up for a membership or to just become a paying customer. So, in a nutshell, I run ads online.
You're in high school still, right?
Yeah, I'm a senior in high school. Thank God I'm a senior. I don't know if I could survive any more years.
Before you started your business, did you have any entrepreneurial experience? Have you always been one of those kids?
I had a vending machine. I read the book, give it a shout out. It's like my favorite book of all time. But I read this book and it changed my perspective on everything, Really what it says it in the tagline, what the rich teach their kids about money that the poor and middle class do not. And it's really a good book. If you're watching this video, that should be the number one thing you should do. Invest in yourself because that's the best investment you can make. But get that book and I promise you it'll change your life, change your perspective. But read that book, I went out and was like, yo, I need some passive income. I want to make money while I'm in school without doing anything. So believe it or not, I bought a vending machine and bought a vending machine, put it into a warehouse, still have the machine today. I'm actually trying to sell it right now. And then I actually went out and bought an ATM a few months later and put that into a Chinese restaurant down the street from where I live. And that's making me money as well while I'm sitting here doing the interview.
Do they make a decent amount of money?
The vending machine does okay. You can't complain when you don't have to do too much work.
Yeah. Have you gotten your investment back?
Yeah. So, well, for the vending machine I have, the ATM, not yet.
Okay.
But I'm about to sell it, and when I sell it, I will get my money back. Plus more. So, for the vending machine, I probably do if I'm lucky on a good month, $10 a day.
All right.
TM on a good month, $7 a day. But I mean, it's not. You see, the thing with those investments, they're not gonna make you,
Yeah.
Uber wealthy. The point of it is honestly just to, get you in the mindset of not working for someone, but having money work for you.
Yeah. I just released a video today about saving money in high school, and I list Rich Dad Poor Dad, and I talk about it for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome book, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's basically it. The biggest thing though, of course, is the digital marketing. That is helping me achieve the goals and living the lifestyle that I wanted.
Mm-hmm. Did you have a job before you got into this? So you read Rich Dad Poor Dad your sophomore year. I've been working since the 8th grade when I read Rich Dad Poor Dad because I was like, all right, well, I'm broke. I need money to get this started. Did you work before that? Have any work experience?
Oh, by the way, sorry about my room. I didn't clean it. Sorry about that if you guys are watching. But did I work before that? The one job I had was at Chick-fil-A. I was a sophomore in high school, and the first and only job I ever had. I learned like right then and there that I just can't work for anyone. It sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Why would? I mean, I was like a slave making $8 an hour. It was not worth my time, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was crazy.
I get
But
that. Yeah. No, I started working at my family restaurant. So I started off at $10, or I started at 8, but quickly moved to 10. And I enjoyed the work. Everyone there is like my family, so it never feels like working. But I just went a few months ago and got a different job because I had a bunch of time on my hands. And it was the summer. I wanted to like be outside, so I started landscaping. That made me realize, like, working for outside of my family business, where I kind of have a personal stake in it because it's my family.
Of course, yeah.
I was like, wow, this is so different. I'm not doing this much longer, and yeah, so I totally understand where you're coming from with that. So you started the agency. What was it like getting your first clientele? Kind of like getting your website set up. Just the very first, just inching forward. What was that like?
In terms of like building the agency, is what you mean?
Yeah, like when you just first started to get your first clientele. What was it? What did you start with?
My first client was it's the craziest thing, okay? But it was like but it's a company called Viseo, and what they do, it's kind of like network marketing. But this guy, he wanted me to help him grow his Viseo sales. So it's like online supplements that you can get off of the website. So I was doing that for him, and the client only lasted for a month. I wasn't, I didn't know I wasn't as good as I should have been. That's another thing. Even though I bought this course and, invested all this money, I knew how to get started, but it's like college, you know the basics, but the most valuable thing is actually experiencing it and doing it. So, me being out there and actually doing the work as an actual digital marketer, not just sitting behind a computer watching videos with someone telling me what to do, I was able to figure out what I needed to do actually. So to summarize it, my first client, I was like, wow. I was blown away. I was like, what? It was a $1,500 retainer. I still remember the client's name. It was a $1,500 retainer for 1 month, so that means they paid me $1,500. And I do digital marketing for them. I was like, what? This is crazy. So yeah, that was the feeling of my first client. It was hard to get my first client. It was hard to get work done for my first client, and it was just an experience that I learned a lot from. I made a lot of mistakes then, and since then my agency is completely different because of that one mistake or a few mistakes I made with that client. But yeah, and then short question but long story. My apologies.
So what exactly do you do for a client like that? So $1,500 a month, you Facebook posts, Instagram posts, how does that look? So do you go on the premises and take a photo to post on their social media, and do you engage with their fans? Do you own the username and passwords to it? Don't go too intricate that they won't understand, but you understand my question, correct?
No, yeah, of course. So, what I need to do for a client really depends on the client. It's rare that we ever, just do content, where we take pictures and we post on their social media, because that's not going to get people the returns that they're looking for. Maybe in the long term, it's going to build some social proof in what we call in the digital marketing spaces, social ROI. That's what it might build, but it's not going to get them a monetary ROI where they're going to get money in their hands like that. So what I do, I run actual paid ads. So actual ads, like when you see on Facebook or Instagram, it'll say sponsor. So I run those ads for businesses, and I get them either leads, which are people's contacts information. So if it's a gym, I get the gym leads, or I get like people to come into the store, something like that. So it's mainly doing paid ads, and it's them, sending me content and me working with my team, because I have a whole team now, that will help me actually develop the ads and distribute them out to our audience that the client, is looking to target.
All right, that's cool. So, what was it like balancing this business with high school? And this is a two-sided question. So, what was it like when you started, when you were first learning the balance, and what's it like now that you have a little more fleshed out business, a team, and experience?
I knew you were gonna ask this. I just knew it. What was it like? Wow. So sophomore year, I didn't know what I wanted to really do, if I was going to go to college or not. I took the SAT. I was stupid. Took the SAT, was kind of falling into the scam, but also being rescued out by the world of entrepreneurship. And I was like doing both, I was doing both. I was doing my schoolwork, but, sophomore year, junior year, this was all junior year. Junior year, I was, getting people to send me the homework, getting people to, I was cheating off of people on tests and stuff like that. Yeah, you caught me. I was, just doing anything to get by, because I didn't know,
What were your grades like?
Beginning of the year, probably B's, probably not too many A's. Later in the year, it's probably getting down to like B's, C's,
okay,
like bad B's.
mm-hmm.
And I go to a really competitive school here in Edison, New Jersey, so it's not like it was I didn't look good compared to my
you're in New Jersey?
Yeah, I'm in New Jersey.
I'm in Edison. I'm in Monmouth County.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Wait, what school do you go to?
J.P. Stevens.
You go to St. Stevens?
No, J.P. Stevens.
Oh, J.P. Stevens. Damn. All right. Yeah. So you're like close to me.
Yeah. We're gonna meet up. But yeah. So let me finish. So basically, it was just hard because everyone else in my school was like, "Oh, you need to get straight A pluses." I'm not gonna mimic them because that would be racist. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah. So I was like, it was iffy. My grades were iffy. I was just trying to build my business. Senior year, September, after summer, I was full force and focus in my business. I did not care. Like, I haven't checked my grades for months. I know I'm passing. I think I'm passing. But at the same time, I don't care because I make more money than all my teachers, including the principal. So why should I care about my grades?
As long as you get that high school diploma, you're good.
Yeah, as long as that happens, I don't care because I'm not applying for school. I didn't apply for school. I'm not going to college. I won't have a college degree, and I am proud of that.
Mm-hmm.
When all my friends started applying for college, it was actually really symbolic for me because it was the time where my agency hit 6 figures. So my agency hit six figures, and all my friends were applying and getting accepted into school. And it was a really symbolic moment because, while they were having their accomplishments, I was having mine. And that's another thing. I don't downgrade them or downplay their achievement of going to college. For some people, college is necessary. Like if you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, or engineer. But for me, as an entrepreneur, I don't need it at all. So for me, I had my achievement of making my business a six-figure business. And for my friends, they had their achievement of going to school. And, they're both equal because that's what they want. So it was a really symbolic moment. And yeah, that's how I kind of balance it. I focus on what's most important.
No, yeah,
there's no balance.
That's great.
The scale is like this.
That's
the scale.
What's
and
it?
Might have just fell off.
What's it like with your parents, friends, teachers? Same type of question. What? I guess we can go one by one. So your friends, are they like, damn, this kid's crazy, or are they really supportive?
Yeah.
Or do you not have any friends because you're too busy working?
My social life has definitely taken a hit, I would say. But I don't mind that because I like what I do. I have like a really I'm a pretty social person. I'm an extrovert. So I'm pretty social. I do have a good amount of friends. But I have like a really close group of friends. That's like maybe 4 people, I would say, are like my really, really good friends. And that's kind of high. That's if I'm being nice. So the other part are just like everyone else, my associates, people I talk to, because I'm a pretty social person, like I said. So I'm pretty known in my school and things like that. So I have to deal with people knowing I'm going to school, and like I said, I go to a competitive school where they think that you need to go to college to get a 9 to 5 to make a 6-figure salary. That's what they think. They don't think anything past that. You need to be doctor, lawyer, things like that. That's how their family raised them, which is perfectly okay. But for me, I don't like that idea. So I do get those people who I've said, he's going to be homeless in the next 5 years. I laugh about it now. At the time, it kind of took a hit on me.
I've had people tell that to me. I've had people swipe up on my YOLOs, and I've been like, all right, advice for my YouTube channel, YouTube channel questions, all this to get engagement with people on my Snapchat, and they've been like, I like your videos, but I'm not trying to follow them because I don't want to be homeless in 5 years. I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't plan on being homeless in 5 years. If you want to be my employee, you can.
You see, I don't get that. That's one thing I just don't understand. Like, would they say that to Steve Jobs or Bill Gates?
They probably would have when Steve Jobs was on acid, smoking weed, dropping out of college.
Yeah, 100%. But like when they, 2020 vision, looking in the future, you're like, wow, that man was smart. Yeah. And that's the same thing you're gonna say about us. At the current moment, they think we're crazy because that's what they think we're crazy. I hear stuff every day. Haha, you're not going to college. Like, so, do you know how much money I'm making? And that's another thing. I don't brag. Like, I try not to brag at all. I'm really, really, barely. There's only a handful of people that know how much money I make that I personally have told. Because I don't think it's important to tell people it's not. So.
I struggle with that because I have a rap sheet. So like, I'll be like, yeah, I've been working for 5 years. I'm doing YouTube. I'm graduating college with I'm graduating high school with an associate's degree. Like da 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 da. And I'm just talking like this is what I do on a day to day. And then people think it's bragging. I'm sure the same thing has happened to you, where it's like, I'm 18, not going to college because I've run a successful business, and then people are like, oh, look at this kid bragging. But like, it's just who you are.
Exactly. And, there's a part of it. There's like half and half. It's 50-50. People who are just ignorant and dumb, and they're insecure on the inside, because they gave up on their goals, so now they want to make everyone else give up on their goals. So, it's really, I would say actually a majority, it's not even 50-50. It's the majority of people who are just insecure, who, don't have any more ambition in themselves, so they want to bring everyone else down with them. And then the other small percentage are people who are supportive, but they're still iffy.
Mm-hmm.
They want you to do well, but they still don't believe in you.
Mm-hmm.
So
They want you to do well, but they have caution. They proceed with caution because they wouldn't personally do what you're doing, and even though they want you to succeed, they think you're taking a big risk. I understand that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So that's basically what my friends, my teachers, the teachers that know I'm not going to school, they're not too, like, they don't really say too much. I guess they can't. They're not. I don't think they're even allowed to share their opinion, too much. But they don't say much. Some teachers. There's one teacher in my school that knows how much money I make, and that's because one of my friends told him, and he loves me. He thinks I'm smart and whatever. But I guess other teachers who may know, they haven't said anything to me. They probably look at me different. I don't care. But that's basically it.
Mhm. And then parents, they must be ecstatic. No.
It's actually not a big thing. My parents don't care too much. Not that they don't care about me. Obviously they do, but like my dad, he owns businesses. And my dad knows I'm not an idiot. So my mom also knows I'm not an idiot, and they also see how well I'm doing now and how much ambition I have. So it's not a big worry for them, I believe.
Mhm. Yeah. All right. That's cool. That's cool. So yeah, dad's a business owner, so you get the entrepreneur in your blood. Same here. I always had the entrepreneurship in my blood. So you've been doing it for sophomore year. That's 2 years. How long did it take you to get to the point where if your parents kicked you out of the house and you dropped out of high school, you could pay your bills? How long?
I really started doing digital marketing junior year. I kind of
Okay.
messed up when I said that. But yeah, junior year.
Okay, so it's been a year. So so it hasn't even been that long. How long did it take you? Because I know you're over 6 figures now from what I've heard on the other interview.
Yeah. So it's taken me a little over a year to get where I'm at with the agency, just the agency. So, I could right now. I could move out of the house and I would be fine.
Yeah. Sorry though. My question now, yes, but 6 months ago, could you have, or 8 months ago? When did things start to pick up for you? September. Yeah.
September. That's when I just started grinding.
I
came back from a sabbatical, so I just took a break for the whole summer and was just doing something totally different. Come September, I hit the ground running. So 8 months ago, I was making money. It was here and there. It wouldn't have been. If I was living by myself, I would be living in a slum, like a slum. It wouldn't be nice. It wouldn't be pretty. That was like 6 to 8 months ago. Now I would be fine. I could live on my own. I would have. I'm not going to.
Yeah. No.
Spend extra money.
Yeah. But, no. I get that 100%.
Yeah. There's some days I'm like, oh, I gotta get out of this fucking shit place, but because sometimes even I still have to take out the trash. I still have to walk my dog.
There's a balance between how much do you want to save the money and how much do you want to have that freedom.
Exactly. So sometimes because living on your own, you have to pay food, gas, electric. You have a lot of bills, man. So I'm estimating, especially in New Jersey, it's an expensive state, like anywhere from $2,500 to $3,000 a month. That's 20 if I'm renting somewhere. And if it's decent, that's $2,500, $3,000 a month. I could be reinvesting in my business, reinvesting in my education, saving for real estate purchases that I want to buy in a few months or a few years. So, why would I do that? But that's basically it.
Yeah, all right, makes sense. So this is a question that Tim Ferriss. Are you familiar with him? The 4-Hour Workweek. I don't know if you've read the book.
I have the book. I haven't read it yet, but yeah,
it's a great book. I actually just finished it.
I plan on reading it. I have a lot of books. Right now, I'm reading Magic of Thinking Big. But I do plan on reading the 4-Hour Workweek soon.
Yeah, the two of us with our libraries, just like, have you read these books?
Yeah.
How many
Uh,
kids can do that?
I have a lot of I have a lot of books back there, and that's not even like 1% of what I want to read. So
Uh-huh. Yeah,
there's a
I
lot of
personally
stuff.
have a library of I think it's over 50 books at this point. I think reading is so important. Like if you really you're never
100%.
going to become one of the wealthiest people in the world or just wealthy in general if you don't understand the way a wealthy person thinks. That goes back to Rich Dad Poor Dad. Think and Grow Rich is another big one. The 4-Hour Work Week. But when you read, you get into these authors' minds and you start to understand, okay, this is how the dots connect. This is how everything works. You get that mindset, and then you can start to grow off of that. I think reading is super important for people.
100%. When you start stacking all these healthy habits such as reading, meditation, cold showers, going to the gym, things like that,
Mm-hmm.
you really do grow. Your mind grows. You just
Mm-hmm.
become a better person overall.
I just did this today actually. I printed out a list because I have daily habits, but it can be hard for me sometimes to keep the checklist online. I like having it physically, so I just printed it out today, hung it on my wall next to my door. So every time I walk out, it's a list: meditate, work out, the protein shake, a couple other things, read every day, things like that.
Yeah, I have that. It's right here. It's my protocol. So I actually hired a coach, a high performance coach, to make sure I'm doing this stuff. He tracks my sleep. This ring I have on the finger. Yeah, ladies, I'm not single, so yeah. But yeah, this ring it tracks my sleep. So he's tracking my sleep. I have to go to bed at a certain time. I take supplements, some natural supplements. He makes me do a lot of things. So constantly stacking habits that also helps you get to your goals and just become a more disciplined person overall. Because when
Hmm.
you study these these people such as the Buffetts and the Elon Musk and Steve Jobs, one thing they have in common, one thing, habits is it's one of them, but the persistence, not giving up, keep moving forward, even on those days where you don't feel like doing it, you still got to do it.
Hmm.
You still have to. I didn't feel like going to the gym today, still went, because
Hmm.
if you don't, you're like the 99% of the population who are just going through life.
Hmm.
I
I'm a
don't
big
want to be like that.
I'm a big fan of the Pareto principle. They talk about it in the 4-Hour Work Week, but I've heard of it beforehand too. It's 20% of the effort that you put in gets you 80% of the results, and then flip that 80% of your effort goes towards only 20% of your results. So a big thing in the 4-Hour Work Week is both automizing. So you would, if you read it, you would learn, okay, how do I step away from my business so I can run it? So basically, other people can run it for me, and I collect the profits.
Exactly.
And then also
That's
the
what.
Pareto
Yep.
principle: how can I select my most important clients and then kind of shed the ones that are causing me too much trouble or not making me enough money and optimize
Mm,
everything. I think that if you apply that to life as a whole, then you can say, okay, if you put 20% effort, okay, you read 3 books over the next year, you can separate yourself and you practice what's in the books, not a lot of effort. You can separate yourself from the majority of the population and practically shoot you towards success. At the very least, just happiness. Not everyone wants to be an entrepreneur.
100%.
Not everyone wants to make $1 million by the time
Not
they're
everyone should be.
30. Yeah, that too. But there's definitely ways to separate yourself. I'm derailing though. The question I wanted to ask: what has been your favorite failure? It's a favorite question by author Tim Ferriss to ask his interviewees. So, what's your favorite failure?
Oh, my favorite failure. Wow. I've never been asked this before. I love it. Oh wow. Really, really have to think about that one.
Yeah, it's fine. You got time to
Uh,
think. Again, I'm editing this, so
yeah. Sorry about the dogs.
that's fine.
If you can
My
hear them.
dogs could go off at any point.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. My favorite failure. I hope this doesn't mean I haven't made enough mistakes.
I think about that all the time. Like, oh my God, I'm trying not to mess up, but at the same time, I need to accept that maybe messing up wouldn't be the worst thing for me right now because I'm so young.
Yeah. Okay. So I would have to say my favorite failure is, when I got the vending machine or ATM, I didn't invest in my education, and it taught me a lot. Whereas when I started, my most successful business is the business where I bought $1,000 courses to learn how to do it. But my least successful ones are the ones where I didn't invest in myself enough or in the actual topic to learn how to do it. I went on YouTube University for a week, watched a few videos. I was trying to watch the shortest ones, not the longest ones, on how to start a vending machine, how to start an ATM. And that has resulted in me not having successful businesses when it comes to those two things. So that failure has taught me, constantly invest in yourself, get outside help, get experts who have been there. Because if they know the way, they will show you the way. Now, I want to follow their path. Of course, make it my own, but I wanna make sure I'm not, wasting my time. Because why go out there and just do it on your own when there are people out there who have the knowledge and can just help you do that? You'll get there so much faster. So personally, that's my favorite mistake. And that is a mistake I look back to constantly.
All right. Yeah, good answer. Good answer. So you're in the fitness niche right now, right? For your marketing agency?
Most of my clients are gyms, but I work with not anyone, but we are selective of who we work with.
Is it gyms for a reason, or are they just the easiest for you to get?
In the beginning, the reason was that we were getting the best results for gyms, but now I'm trying to transition into real estate. And then we're gonna start offering more SEO, and we're gonna offer that to anyone. So right now it's our main clients are gyms. We're going more into real estate agents, and then we'll see where it takes us.
Like, I know for me, when I've been thinking of it, and again, I haven't bought any courses yet, and I haven't sat down and read a book about it, so I'm still in the early stages of the ideas twirling. But I think I could easily target restaurants because I've been working in a restaurant for 5 years. I've talked to my stepdad, who has been in the restaurant industry for 40 years, extensively about it. So I know I understand the industry. I understand the employee, and the customer side because I deal with the customer in my day-to-day the most. And then I also understand the back end, so I can talk to the owners effectively. I was thinking that could be easy for me to niche into. And then also, weirdly enough, landscaping, because I landscaped for like 8 months, and the owner of the business was also the person I worked with, so he told me everything. Or mainly I just asked a bunch of questions. Maybe he didn't want to tell me everything.
Yeah. Definitely stick with what you know. 100%. Yeah, I've learned the gym niche. I didn't know anything. I never worked out even when I got started. I just started working out.
Yeah, all right.
Constantly. So yeah, that's basically it.
If you have I don't know if your coach that you mentioned does your workout plans, but I've done pretty extensive research into working out, and it's really simple. Like, I wouldn't be doing some crazy stuff. But I can give you my schedule, which is meant for above average sized males, and really just anybody. That's just who it's slightly targeted to. But to get that foundation for fitness, because I went from never working out to having like pretty defined abs, doubling the amount that I can bench. It's compound movements, push pull legs, really simple stuff. I could show you if you needed it.
Yeah, that would be great. But yeah, like you said, my coach, he does. He actually makes me adhere to his schedule, so
yeah, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then I don't have you wound up answering most of the questions I was gonna ask off of other questions that I had asked. Funny enough, but what was what was that? Oh yeah. So your company, how many employees does it have right now?
So I have a media buyer. I have a customer service um, coach who helps, all my customers, clients. I like to call him a generalist. He just does what I need him to do, any small tasks. And
Is that who you were
if
just
I,
with?
no, that was someone else, and that's my customer service rep. And the fourth person is a videographer, but he's really part time. Only when I
Mm-hmm.
need him. So between those four, that's it. And my coach, he's not an employee, but he's part of my team. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to count him, then that's about five people.
That's awesome.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, I can't forget about my sales guy. So that's also six.
That's awesome. Yeah. So, so do you take a personal salary or are you reinvesting everything right now?
I don't I don't take a salary. If I need money, I draw money out of the account.
Uh-huh.
But besides that, no, I don't take a salary.
Do you have an
I will
accountant?
probably. I do have an accountant.
Okay.
Probably next year I will take a salary. This year.
Uh-huh. All right. That's awesome. I'm pretty sure I have everything I need. We've been going for 40 minutes, so I definitely have everything I need to make a video out of this. But
Awesome.
I'm gonna go and talk to my mother because she currently does the media for both website for the businesses. But basically all she's done, someone designed the website and did SEO, and then she makes like 2 Instagram posts a week, but she doesn't advertise them, so she doesn't really know what she's doing. She's too busy
Yeah.
with her other job and 2 businesses. She's too busy to focus on this. That's kind of where you come in. But I'll talk to her, see if she would be interested in becoming my first client if I were to put the research into this. So yeah, I'll keep in touch. Ask you any
Where
questions.
where in Monmouth County are you from?
So you know where Wall is?
I've heard of it.
At Belmar, like Asbury Park, Spring Lake.
Yeah. Middletown, Red Bank, Long Branch. West Long
Nah,
Branch?
south, just south of all that you just listed.
Okay.
Yeah.
West Long Branch.
Like Point Pleasant, Manasquan.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, all by there. I am a town just to the left of all the beach towns, and I'm actually on the very edge of that towards the beach, so I'm 2 minutes away from the beach, but yeah, I'm right there.
Gotcha. Okay. Must be nice down there.
Oh, it's such a great place to live. Like I'm so privileged to have have the opportunity to live here, but yeah, no. So I know that the whole thing that this is all going to be cut out. We're just talking now.